Hello everyone, my name's Idiotic Synergy, and today we are having a look at the Tyranid Harridan from Forgeworld, and I don't want to go through the same complaints as it's resin, meaning that if you order this during summer or winter, it's going to warp, and it's expensive, because those are the two complaints I have. And if I keep mentioning them to every time I look on the Forgeworld website, it's going to get a bit annoying. However, I do have a complaint that this transport is redundant. And I don't know why it's so redundant, because you use it to transport gargoyles. You know gargoyles, the things that can move 12 inches. The things that can... Why do you need to ever transport gargoyles? I do not know. You just don't. They can deep strike in as well. You really don't need to transport gargoyles anywhere. But but one of its main features is that you ferry gargoyles. You don't need to. It's such a redundant transport, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it, even though it's redundant and it's expensive, and yeah, it's a 100% resin kit. Oof. Now, I would show you a 360 view. Unfortunately, there isn't any, because why would there be? I mean, why isn't there? I want there to be, but the sculpt is... I like it. I like the sculpt, even though I know that ordering this during winter or summer will be annoying. It's a nice model. It's a nice model to have, but 312 quid as well. I do like the Harridan, even though its existence is completely redundant. I mean, transporting gargoyles. Why would you ever transport gargoyles? Seriously, you can deep strike them in. Why would you ever... That has really gotten to me, that. You can transport gargoyles. You can deep strike them in. You don't need to transport them. You don't ever need to transport gargoyles. But anyway, we need to look at its rules. And I do like the sculpt. I do like the sculpt. I don't know if the holes are intentional, because there's a lot of holes. I don't know if that's just the resin or if that's the genuine design. But yeah, let's look at the rules, shall we? So, it is 700 points, and it moves 45 inches. It hits and shoots on threes, which is quite good. Strength, toughness 8, 34 wounds, 5 attacks, leadership 9, and a 3-up save. That's all good. However, the transport... You... Why would you? I don't... It generally confuses me, because you can deep strike gargoyles in. In fact, if you don't mind, I am going... Right, we are going into the gargoyles rules, and I don't think it's worth making a video on, because gargoyles are just simple, and I hate the ads here. The ads are terrible, but regardless, there is I know there's something where you can deep strike gargoyles. I know there's something that lets you deep strike gargoyles. I have not gone insane. I refuse to... I refuse to... Right. Here we go. Encircle the prey. Use this stratagem at the end of the movement phase. Select one burrower's unit or unit that can fly from your army. Remove that unit from the battlefield in the reinforcement step of your next movement phase. You can set that unit back up anywhere on the battlefield, anywhere that's more than 9 inches away from any enemy models. So, yeah, they can deep strike in using stratagems. I knew I wasn't going insane. Thank you, gargoyles. Look, they move 12 inches. They move 12, man. You don't need... You don't need to transport them at all. You really don't. And you can deep strike them. I knew I wasn't going crazy, but I hate the ads on this site sometimes. Anyway, where was I? Ah, yes. So, other than the fact that it's a redundant transport, the weapons that it has are quite good. I just have to say, I like the rules that it has. I mean, I like the weapons, not the rules, because it's a redundant transport. But it has got gargantuan scything talons, where it's strength +2, so strength 10, AP -3, damage 6 per attack, and you can reroll hit rolls of 1, and you're hitting on freeze, son, so yeah, you can basically go in, dive bomb, and claw people to death. It's a really cool unit. You also have the bio cannon, which is quite it's quite an interesting weapon because of frenzied metabolism. I'll get into that in a minute. Basically, it's heavy 6, range 48 inches, strength 10, AP -3, damage 3. Now, with frenzied metabolism, you can use this ability. The model suffers D3 mortal wounds, but you've already got 34 wounds, so if you've got turn 1 and you want to shoot at things, then you might as well burn D3 mortal wounds. And until the end of the phase, each time this model makes a ranged attack, add 1 to that attack's wound roll. You are wounding on 2s. Depending who you're fighting and depending what you're shooting at, you are wounding on 2s. Oh, yeah, that's it, really. You are wounding on 2s. It's worth it. It is worth it. I like that. Surprisingly, it's airborne. Who would have thunk it? You can make it hover if you so desire, but there is no point in doing hover at all. Titanic, where you can charge in a turn in which it fell back. That's quite good. Death throws is, well, an explosion on a 6-up. Any enemy unit within 2d6 suffers d6 mortal wounds. Meaning that even if you were transporting bloody gargoyles, there's a great chance that you could do d6 mortal wounds onto the squad. Just don't transport gargoyles. It's not worth it. Supersonic and hard to hit, meaning it subtract 1 from the attack's hit roll. It is really good. I like it. Do I like it though? I don't know if I like it or not. I think I do. It is good, but as it's a redundant transport, it's a decent model, and I reckon if you could transport regular regular Tyranids, it would be alright, but because it specialises only in gargoyles, it's a redundant transport. And 700 points as well. It's quite a pricey model, both in-game and in real life. I do admittedly like the model quite a lot. I think the model has got potential here, but just it's a redundant transport, and you would be better just, I don't know, picking something else. I do like it though, but it's really expensive. Really expensive, and like I said, it's resin, but I really don't want to keep on going on about it, even though it is fun. Anyway, that's the model. Really, it's a simple flyer that's just got a ton of wounds and really tough, mate. There's nothing else I can say. I really like frenzied metabolism, just because you suffer D3 mortal wounds. However, you gain +1 to the attack's wound roll. That's really nice. I like that rule. It's such a good rule. I love it. And yeah, that's it really. Nothing else I can say. I've been Idiotic Synergy, and I will see you later. Remember, take care, look after each other, and stay safe. Bye for now.